Hey guys, welcome to Pellets and Pits. Hey, today's brisket was all about the Traeger recipes built inside of the motherboard, the computer system. We joked about it and we said, can a robot cook a brisket? We did everything it told us to do. If you guys want to see this crazy cook, here we go. All right, so you're probably thinking, how do we get to this point? We just made a brisket a couple weeks ago. I agree. When they went on sale, we bought several, but this idea's been on the back burner. So we bought the Traeger before we started our channel, Pellets and Pits. And the ironic thing is, when you go into the app, they actually have preset recipes that you can use on your smoker. I've always ignored them. I do my own thing. It does its own thing. We're good. Ironically, though, we get a lot of comments that says, man, I'd love to be your neighbor. I bet your neighbor is jealous because they smell the food that you cook between the two channels, the Flat Top King and Pellets and Pits. Yesterday, we had a fantastic talk. We become friends. We got new neighbors, and they unfortunately get the downhill draft, as you guys say. So they smell it all.
The flavor.
Yeah. He misses barbecue, so I thought, let's smoke him a brisket. Okay. The caveat, the difference, is that the right word? The twist of this whole thing is, I'm going to trim this up and season it, put it on the Traeger, and we're going to go to a recipe and press start. After talking to her a few weeks ago, basically it was like, I love barbecue. I don't even know where to start in barbecue. And I thought, you know, the Traeger has like built-in recipes on it. It would be interesting to see if you could literally press play and walk away. Now, we all know what a pellet grill does. It's set it and forget it. But what if it gets deeper than that? What if we really could go to recipe? It's going to adjust the temperatures for us. We're going to put the meat probe in there that it comes with and just see what happens. That's all today's about, is basically experimenting. Can we make a great brisket? That's the goal. You guys with me? I'm curious as well, to be honest with you, because I feel like, just like on griddles, anybody can buy a griddle. But then all of a sudden you see the horror stories about they didn't season it, or they don't know how to season it, or they don't know how to use it. Same thing with a pellet grill. I know you can just turn it on, but in retrospect, what if it is user-friendly? What if it is for a beginner to where they can go out there and spend their hard-earned money and then all of a sudden press start, press recipe, press go, and that's where we end up. That's what we're doing. So this is our Texas rub, basically just 4 simple ingredients. You can get the recipe at pelletsandpits.com. You can make it yourself at home. Very simple. And hit it with a little bit more black pepper. All right, so this is where the fun begins. I have no idea what's going to happen. We're going to switch our cameras around so I can get on my phone and show you what it says. No idea what it says. No clue. So here's the app. Some other companies are going to have something similar. So let's just go to beef. Let's go into brisket. Midnight brisket, 4.3 stars. Chef's brisket, Texas style smoked by 4.8, 18 hours. You want to try that one?
Yeah.
That's got 4.8 stars. So this is what a consumer would see, right? So this is the stuff that we don't really ever pay attention to. Smoked brisket recipe, 4.4, Texas style brisket. What a Texas style brisket. This is by Matt Pittman. So let's go to, you guys know him as Meat Church. Let's go to steps. We're going to make now.
220.
220. Begin cook. It says it's loading the recipe in there. Connect your probe. Just to show you inside really quick, we have Traeger hickory pellets. There is no doubt in my mind we'll have to add pellets later. When we get to that point, we've got some other ones we can throw in there. All right, so the preheat time just went off and our timer just went on. Texas style brisket. Top rack. Meat probe in. It's about halfway. And I guess we wait for 2 hours. So we hit that button right there earlier when it says make now. That connects your computer, your cell phone, and your app and all that other junk. But then you have step-by-step instructions. So this is this recipe, he's using mustard as a binder. I didn't do that. Obviously his seasonings, don't blame him. And then 220, so it's automatically programmed in. So right there, it automatically had super smoke loaded in there. Increased temperature to 250. So I'm interested in 2 hours. Will this grill automatically go up to 250? We shall see. He wants you to pull it at 175. We're going to be wrapping the brisket. Apple cider vinegar spray bottle optional. I'm an apple cider vinegar fan. I'll probably use that. Cook until 203. Rest and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the time frame of what this recipe says versus reality and or what the computer gives you. Especially like, imagine yourself being first brisket you've ever cooked. You've never even used a pellet grill, because there are people out there that do this. So that's why we're doing the video. Alrighty, so there's my app. Let's see. So the timer is on. We stayed at 220, the smoke mode's on. So I'm curious to see what happens next. Will it bump up to 250 automatically? Step completed. Now we're on step 2 of 3. Now the temperature is set at 250 automatically, okay? So I'm gonna open it up just to show you. I'm going to spritz it because, like I said, I like the vinegar. So let's check it out. All right. So the bark's forming, getting dried out. Little tang, and that should be it. So literally, now what we're going to do is nothing, because I think what it's going to do, hopefully the alarm goes off next when the temperature on the inside of the brisket hits 175.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it said. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we'll see. The
So
internal temperature is 113.
Here, let's see. Oh, it was super quick. It said step complete.
All right, step 2 is complete. We're moving on to step 3. Reach roughly 175 degrees like the computer said it would. How long is it taking? We put it on a what, 9?
If so, it's been 9 hours.
All right, right before we wrap it, we're just going to put some smoked beef tallow on there. This is homemade. Kind of rub that around. Just going to spritz my paper. I guess if you're a beginner, you probably don't know these small tricks, but oh well. All right, just wrapping it up.
Spritzing the paper makes the paper more pliable.
That's right. Biggest thing to remember is fat side up versus fat side down. So I always talk to myself when I do it. Get it tight in that paper. Fat side up, fat side down. Fat side up, fat side down. So it's gonna be fat side up, just like that. Moving over here. About the same spot. Step 3 of 3 is started. And so now we're looking for the brisket to be 203 degrees per the recipe, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So we'll probably give us another alarm then. I don't think it's went through the stall yet, so we might have a long night ahead of us. Yeah, we step too late. So we're in a conundrum. So basically the recipe said take off at 203. Well, when you go to your presets on your Traeger, you only have 5-degree increments. So the Traeger automatically wants to go to 205, not 203. The 2 degrees, I don't really think is going to matter. But then I was thinking, well, what happens if it goes up to 205? Will your smoker actually automatically cut off? You can't pull the thermometer out, because if you pull the thermometer out, then the interior temperature drops. So I think what we're going to do, instead of pulling it at 203, is just wait the 2 extra degrees. We're going to pull it at 205 just to see what actually happens to the unit. The whole point of this cook is basically having this thing do everything for you. Just absolutely easy. So maybe, I do not know, if it hits 205, it'll just automatically go into shutdown mode. I won't know. So we're going to wait till 205. Alrighty, can you see it?
Yep, probe goal reached.
Okay, so let's press OK. All right. Well,
So we know.
Yep.
There you go. It will not turn off when the recipe ends.
We're going to shut it down then. All right, so just like in barbecue, it's a crapshoot. The recipe that Traeger offers said it takes approximately 10 hours, and it's got all kinds of information in there saying that your time is going to vary by grill, by ambient temperature, by the size of the brisket, by the type of brisket, and all that. We're 12 and a half hours in, okay? So what we're going to do now is this plastic wrap. It's about 11:30 at night, and I am going to put this in my oven on 155 overnight, and then we're going to finish the video in the morning for that long rest. The recipe says you should chill it down for an hour, but maybe 3 to 4 hours is best.
Not chill it, rest it.
Yeah, even if you let it rest for an hour is not enough. Like nowhere near an hour is enough. So I'm just going to.
Now, what is the point of plastic wrapping it?
Well, 2 reasons. One, we're gonna have a long night ahead of us resting it, and so it keeps all that moisture in there. Peach paper, butcher paper, has pores, and so it actually allows liquid to escape and or enter. So by doing this, you kind of create like a seal and try to keep that moisture trapped in there. Also, depends on how many times you puncture your butcher paper. Every single time you puncture it, that allows, moisture and steam and stuff like that to escape. So by doing this, you should be able to leave some of that. So that's the bottom side, and that's the top side right there. So in the oven it goes at 155. Last but not least, here we are. So the brisket's been resting overnight. Whew. It's not a bad looking brisket right there. That's got some wobble to it. I think the color darkened up. That just goes to the advantage of peach paper. I personally believe, and I know I'm going to get killed for it, but I still think it absorbs, right? So as long as it's on the smoker after it's wrapped, it was still able to darken up, continue to cook, render that fat. Aluminum foil sometimes I think steams it, and it's really hard to get that penetration through foil. You're not going to. Peach paper is kind of like the medium, and you can see how much darker we got. I mean, that looks fantastic. Just looking about right there for the fat separation. Smells good.
Smells amazing.
All right, we're gonna come back in here, cut a slice. I don't want to eat too much of his brisket. He knows I'm eating it. We're gonna come 4 in. Somebody said, I guess 4 pieces in determines how good this part of the brisket's gonna be. Ooh, that's probably overdone. If it breaks like that, it's overdone.
That's probably the difference in taking it to 205 to wait to see what the grill would do.
Yeah. Yep. So this is a hair overdone. Yeah, absolutely. I think it took us, how long did it take us? 45 minutes to get to 203 to 205?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a long time. But, we didn't know until we got there. I did not know what the grill was going to do. And once you take that thermometer out, you lose all hope. So you know what the good news is?
It's fantastic.
It's got really good flavor. Really good flavor.
Let's see. Can't believe it's 9 a.m. The first thing I'm eating is brisket.
I've had undercooked brisket and I've had overcooked brisket. Much rather have the overcooked brisket than undercooked. All right, guys, there you go. So I'm not going to eat more of it. We tasted it. Hair overcooked. I firmly believe that. Pulling at 203 should have been the key. But the question is, can a novice, can a newbie, can a person that's never smoked a brisket before literally just go on their app and say start? We added the smoked beef tallow. I'm sure they don't have that option. We knew that we could hold it overnight. I'm sure they don't have that option. But it just goes to show you, you know, if I'll start it early and you let it cool down, you know, maybe holding it that long, you know, maybe aid into the overdoneness. Who knows? That's what cooking's all about. So going through there is something I want to do. We got it off on the bucket list, and here we are. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace. Cheers to my neighbor. I don't think you'll worry if I have that bite right there.
I know. We'll split it.